Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the CanadianGameDevs.com podcast, episode number 167. Two away, Steve, from a good one, for the week of November 30th, 2020. This is a weekly show covering all the games made in Canada and the people who create them. I'm one of those people, Steve. I'm realizing now that our game's announced and people are talking a little bit about it. That's kind of cool.
You're one of those people that we talk about. And actually, I did the post up on the site for your game, and our names are so similar. I had to be like, Steven works on this game, but the other Steven doesn't, and wrote this article.
Okay, so for those who don't know, Steve is P-H-E-N. I'm P-H-A-N, but we call him Steve. We call me Steven. No one's ever been confused by this arrangement, ever.
That's not true.
Canadian Game Devs is, of course, supported by our amazing patrons over at patreon.com/CanadianGameDevs. If you back us there, you get Discord perks, 2-day early access to the show, game giveaways, discounts for Canadian gaming events like EGLX, Rest in Peace events, shoutouts at the end of every episode, and the knowledge that you're helping us keep the lights on, covering the Canadian game dev scene. And as we've been doing for the past several weeks, I want to plug all the Indigenous supports across Canada. These are at the top of the show notes on YouTube or podcast apps, wherever you're listening. Land Back Lane in Ontario, they're fighting for an injunction to ban everyone except for law enforcement. I think I should reread it before I say that, from entering the in-question land. The Wet'suwet'en and BC are, of course, always looking for resources to help fight the pipeline being jammed across their land by our purportedly economically, ecologically conscious Prime Minister JT, and the Micmac out here in Nova Scotia, who are having their lobster traps dug up by white terrorists and law enforcement, and their ship burned down, and their tires spiked, and their vans set on fire, and just generally being harassed. So, if you're sick of all this bullshit like me, check out the supports in the show notes. How you doing, Steve?
Doing all right.
That's good.
I'm finding, because I think because it gets dark at like 5 o'clock or whatever. Mm-hmm. This week, like, we pretty much went to bed at like 9 o'clock every single night this week. Like, just so exhausted.
That's not a bad thing. It's good to get your full night's sleep.
That's fair.
Especially
this was more than. Yeah, because we've had it pretty good. Sophia's been like going to bed around 7:30, and
the dream
sleeping until like 7:38.
That's a full 12 hours.
Yeah. Today is not one of those days though. She didn't take her nap, and so she didn't really have a nap until 5 o'clock. She woke up around 5:30. Well, we'll see. But we'll see. We'll see.
We will also see about getting some of these listeners jobs, Steve. Of course, we put all these jobs up on the site, CanadianGameDevs.com/jobs, but we also put them out here on the show. Canuck Play in Peterborough, Ontario, still looking for a Unity game developer, senior and non-senior, character technical animator, and a 3D modeler. Of course, coming hot off the heels of Doug Flitty's Maximum Football 2020 for PS4, Xbox One, coming soon to PS5 and Series X, and they're starting work on their next project, which we are both quite excited about. These are in studio in Peterborough, Ontario, so got to be able to get there if possible. Also, Stormy Shore in Paradise, Newfoundland is looking for a designer. This is open to remote work. If you want to be a designer on their first upcoming project, you should check that out. Hardsuit Labs, non-Canadian studio in Seattle, Washington, is looking for a lead game designer and can support remote work as well as a TN visa for the right candidate. They're working on a very exciting project, Vampire the Masquerade 2, I think, which I often like to joke. The main character looks like Rami Ismail, the famous indie game developer, and he jokes about that too, and I find it humorous. Sleeping Giants in Toronto, of course, looking for an animator. If you can animate things and you want to work at a cool studio, remote to start, hopefully back in the office, whenever at this point, it's just TBD future. You should check out that job. Once again, animator at Sleeping Giants. All of these are, of course, up on the site, CanadianGameDevs.com/jobs, and we report them in our Discord, where you should go hang out. And other people who don't pay us to talk about their jobs also advertise their work and look for collaborators. So that's a good place to be. Ain't that right, Steve?
It is. I haven't checked on the Discord stats in a while, by the way.
Me neither. I noticed one of the icons changed to rules is now like a book with a check mark on it instead of like the little hashtag the channel did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't know if that was like an update to Discord because that's our rules channel.
I know how the announcements, job postings, and news has the little megaphone. It's because now someone in their Discord could like like have those posts automatically posted, because someone actually messaged me being like, "Oh, is there a way where we can get the job postings just automatically posted in our Discord? Like it's like a feature." And so I did that. So I forget what they call it. It's just like cross Discord announcement or something like that. But yeah, I'm just noticing that about the rules now. I wonder if it just like knows.
It knows. I set that up as our rules page. So when you first join our Discord, it's like, please go read these before posting. All right, Steve, we got 2 weeks of news to talk about. We took a week off last week. It was a bit busy for you and me. So yeah, we've been bi-weekly for about a month now, but we've still got a slew of news and wish lists to get through for the people. Because what is the show for, Steve, but for the people? First up, in typical 2020 fashion, another game has been delayed. Studio MDHR in Toronto, and I realized a couple developers out west. I think Edmonton.
Oh, I was thinking Saskatchewan.
Was it? No. Well, they're somewhere out west. It's all one big thing.
West of us, and certainly west of you.
The delay is until 2020, or no, it's just indefinitely, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think they set a new date.
Don't set a date. It's fine. You could work on this DLC for the next 10 years and not run out of money probably. So yeah, just do it. They said with the delicious last course, great name for a DLC, a continuation of Cuphead and Mugman's Grand Mega Man. Wow, Freudian slip there. Grand Adventure. It's also a conclusion to the story that began on that fateful day in the Devil's Casino. In true Studio MDHR fashion, we aren't content for this final chapter to be anything less than our best work. Throughout development, we've challenged ourselves to put everything we learned from making Cuphead into the quality of the DLC's animation, design, and music. Meeting this standard has been extremely challenging amid the global pandemic that has affected so many of our fellow developers. Rather than compromise on our vision, we've delayed until we are confident it will delight the Cuphead community. Blah, blah, blah. With our warmest regards, Chad and Jared. Mold and how were. Great. Yeah, take your time. There's no rush.
Yeah, exactly. To be honest, Cuphead just came out to PS4 a couple months ago, right? I forgot they were even doing DLC. So I'm
excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. But like,
the delicious last course was revealed at E3 2018. What?
Yeah.
Holy shit! The game took like 4 years from announcement to release.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was. That was considered like not vaporware, I guess, but just sort of development hell, because it was just so. Let's see. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right now.
It was intense. They were like, every level was like thousands of individual frames of hand-drawn animation they scanned in, and they changed up their process partway through and hired a whole bunch of people, and then they were like, hey, let's do a 30-piece jazz band and get it all orchestrated, and it just like ballooned, and they just kept getting more money to make it, so they kept making it bigger. It was originally only like 8 or 9 bosses, right?
Yeah, yeah, I believe so. So the original game was shown at E3 2014.
Holy. Came out 2017.
And then came out 2017. So that's actually
September 23rd. Did I get that?
29th.
Damn it. All right. I'm usually pretty good at that.
And then was released, and then the DLC. So it came out September 29th, 2017, and the next E3, the DLC was shown, and then that was delayed. It's been ported pretty much to everything, including Tesla's.
You.
There you go, your boy. And
Elon.
I think you can only play like the first level or something like that. It's just like a demo. But yeah, it's on PC, Xbox, Switch, PS4. So if you haven't played it yet, I would recommend playing it. It's awesome. And yeah,
I like
DLC,
to see.
Just take your time.
Every time I talk about this game, want to bring up, I talked to MediaLex, and I'm never satisfied with their answer for why there's no assist mode, and I think that was a dumb decision. But I'm not the maker of Cuphead, so.
No what mode?
I asked Jared? Yeah. No, Chad, one of them, about why. I was like, the game's incredibly inaccessible to a lot of players. I have friends who want to get into it but can't. I was like, did you ever look at an assist mode like Celeste or other games that let you adjust the settings? And he was like, well, like as a director of a game, it'd be like if I was making a horror movie, I wouldn't give the audience the option to watch it as a comedy. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense at all. And
Yeah, I mean, you just got to look at Celeste and even what was the Way of the Passive Fist, and Last of Us did this as well, where you can like, it's not just like reducing the difficulty. Now you can like reduce it different kind of thing. So you can like reduce the amount of enemies you face, or reduce their speed, their speed, or maybe just their damage, things like that. So there's more. I mean, accessibility is like really taking some leaps forward. So hopefully in the Delicious Last Course we see some of that. Because
you won't. I think
I don't know. Xbox is like at the forefront of a lot of that stuff. Gears 5.
Yeah, but
like,
it's not an Xbox decision. Like they are such auteurs about this. At least the feeling I get talking to a bunch of the developers on this project. Shout out to Kezia, UAG, and they want that tight creative control that I don't think it'll be any different than Cuphead in terms. It's
always annoying because you can have both, right? It's like when Nintendo would release like a multiplayer game, it would be like, hey, is there online to this? And be like, we're focusing on the couch like multiplayer experience. I'm like, you can have both.
Yeah, you know? It's possible. Anywho, I'm excited for the Delicious Last Course. Oh, I get it. Delicious Last Course DLC.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Anyway, next bit of news this week. A game we're both pretty excited about. Former Wishlist This feature Unto the End from expat? Is that the word when you live somewhere other than the country you were born?
Is it?
Expat. What's an expat? Expat.
I don't know.
Expatriate is a person temporarily or permanently residing in a country other than that country person's upbringing. Yes. So Canadian expats living in California, husband and wife couple, making Unto the End, finally has a release date of December 9th on PlayStation 4, Steam, Xbox, Stadia, and coming to Nintendo Switch December 17th, a week later. A little over a week later. We've both been very interested in this game. I've loved every trailer I've seen. The developer's been super nice talking to us on Twitter, and I've loved following their progress. In the announcement on PlayStation blog, it shows them like traveling to Iceland, where they like drew some inspiration for the game's atmosphere, and you get that in the vistas. Like you look at the picture in this blog post, it's this woman like standing on the edge of this huge snowy vista, and then right below it is a gif of like a snowy vista. Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah, I remember when we first discussed this game, they said it'd be on Game Pass, but there's no thing about Game Pass like in these announcements or whatever. So, you know, I guess take TBD. Salt, TBD, yeah. But I'm excited for this. This game looks so smooth and cool, and just I'm pretty pumped about this.
Also, check out this PlayStation blog post if you're a listener. It'll be in the show notes. The hand-drawn like concepts for the levels and stuff. They have pictures I'm interested in. They show GIFs of like the hitboxes and how they're doing the animations and stuff. It's really, really cool. I love when they show a lot of the behind the scenes. I'm excited. Steve's excited. Check it out. Unto the End. Who's the developer? It's Mr. Steven Danton, 2 Ton Studios.
I hate PlayStation, man. I searched them on the website. They're not. Yeah. They don't have a page on the website. And then I realized that even if they did have a page, I couldn't do anything with it.
Nope.
You can wishlist right on the console now, at least.
Oh, okay. Well, that's something.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. Anyways.
I guess just whatever.
If I could wishlist it again, I would.
If we could, we would, Steven, if you're listening. And yeah, we're stoked. Next bit of news: Bleed 2 coming to Game with Gold. For those who don't know, it's Xbox's equivalent or answer to PlayStation Plus. A couple free games. So from December 16th to January 15th, everyone who has Xbox Live Gold or Game Pass Ultimate, which includes Gold, can get Bleed 2 from Toronto-based indie developer. I should have had this in there. It's Miguel, isn't it?
I can't remember.
No, Ian Campbell. My bad.
Yeah, I think he works at Drinkbox now.
Oh yeah, working at Drinkbox Studios on whatever that is. Ian Campbell in Toronto. I'm sorry, Miguel. Your games are good too. Game designer, and yeah, working on whatever Drinkbox's next game is now. But you can check out the earlier work.
Have you played Bleed 1 or 2? I played Bleed 1. It's good.
I haven't.
Bleed 2 looks more of the same. I would recommend.
Well, I'm going to be playing it because I have Gold. So
there you go. Yeah. I guess I have Gold too, so I guess I could just.
Oh, you Ultimate?
Well, I have. So what we're doing, I haven't really played much of the Xbox lately. In fact, I haven't really played the S at all. Heather's been playing a lot because there's like a Naruto game on Game
Steve,
Pass.
it's pronounced Naruto.
But what we're doing is Pizza Pockets are a staple in the Crane household, and Pizza Pockets lately are having 2-week Game Pass trials. So we just keep doing the trials. Like the whole time we've had the Xbox Series S now, which is what 3 weeks or so. We've gone through two trials, and I have another one like ready to go as soon as that one's over.
Hot damn.
That's what I mean. Like I know you picked because you're doing the financing option or whatever, right? That's what I mean. Like for Game Pass, there's just so many different ways you can get it. Like every now and then it's like off for $1, and for the trial, if you turn on auto renew, you get the next month like free or whatever. So the last time I have it, I'll do that. But until Pizza Pocket stuff giving me Game Passes, I won't do it. So we do have Ultimate, is what I'm trying to get at. So I'll download Bleed 2 December 16th.
I will too. It looks great. Next bit of news: Warframe from London-based Ontario, not the cool one, indie game studio. Are they indie? They're independent.
Yeah, they're in. I mean,
save this for the Discord discussion, Steve, because we'll come back to this sticking point.
Was that a discussion? Oh, I didn't even. Okay,
yeah,
sure. Right.
In regards to the Game Awards teaser.
Oh, okay, right.
Oh shit, I lost my train of thought. What's their studio called?
Digital Extremes.
Digital Extremes, maker of Bioshock 2's underrated multiplayer mode.
That's what they're known for sure.
Announced Warframe is officially coming to PlayStation 5. It's out by the time you're listening to this.
Yeah.
Coming to Series X TBD. What do they say in this official blog post? They say coming to Xbox Series X very soon. I don't know what that means, but it's out now on PS5. It's one of the only like 20 games on the store if you're on your PS5 and you filter by PS5 games now. So that's cool. And there's a new PlayStation Plus booster pack that comes with a bunch of stuff. So I added that to my account, and I'll probably never play it because I don't play a lot of Warframe.
Have you? Oh, you never? I did a decent amount of it. I haven't played it in quite a while, but
I played the launch of PS4 because it was a launch game.
Yeah, I did that too. But I played more recently than that, like maybe 2 years ago. But I'm getting so annoyed because all these like PS4 to PS5 upgrades have different trophy lists, and I don't want a separate trophy list. I just want one trophy list. Like I don't like it when games have separate lists. It kind of pisses me off. So I download the PS4. Like for Borderlands 3, I'm playing the PS4 version technically because I don't want the like new trophies to sync to my system. So so I saw all the trophies pop or whatever, and I think I downloaded, and then I was just like, I don't know if I really. I've been in a good groove of playing games that have like a beginning and end. I'm not really playing any games that are just like huge open, like never ending things. So, not really in the mood for Warframe right now, but I'll dive in. It's fun. I like it.
What are they? Tennos? What are they called?
Tennos. TEN.
Tennos.
Oh, then so that's their like event thing. The
TennoCon. Can PS4 and PS5 players play together? Yes. If you upgrade to PS5, you'll still be able to play with your PS4 squad.
Yeah.
Will updates be simultaneous?
Oh, sorry.
Yep. So updates are simultaneous, PS4, PS5 going forward. Cross save. Account migration from PC, no. 4K 60 FPS, yes. Will it use the adaptive triggers? Yes. Haptic feedback will be tied to firing your weapons. PS4 trophies transfer to PS5, no.
Yeah, so I think they say it's like 90, like any of the ones that are, like kill 1,000 enemies or something like that, they get you to like 99%. So then you get it like the very second. So there's a trophy that's literally just play the game for 10 hours. And I guess it just like clocks your time in at like 9 hours, 59 minutes, 59 seconds or something like that. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Games are like handling it different ways. Apparently, I think I read, maybe it was Borderlands. I think there was a game that doesn't actually like sync the trophies, like the save doesn't tie it. And then like Spider-Man, you need to actually upload your save like within the game to do it.
In game, not the PS Plus save.
Yeah, so just so annoying, man.
On Xbox, it just works. That's all I'll say, Steve. On Xbox, it just works.
I know. I hate it.
I gotta sticking point with this next story, Steve. So Yellow Brick Games is a new indie, in quotes, game studio founded by former Dragon Age creative director Mike Laidlaw. It is based in Quebec City, and they're excited to get started on a new project. The promo picture, everyone memed, that kind of looks like a Nickelback album cover. Just these 4 white guys in like a white hallway that has lights along the side. And it kind of looks like they're posing.
Seeing the replies to some of these for the next thing you're about to bring up.
I took a picture of 4 saltine crackers and then took their picture and put it over it and replied, and that got a bunch of likes, so that validated me a little bit. The reason I want to specifically criticize the whiteness of this studio is because they go out of their way on their website to say the following, quote, Yellow Brick Games is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, and we strongly believe that the best creative teams are made up of diverse members and strongly encourage people from all backgrounds to apply. Games are for everyone, and the market is global and evolving in real time. A team with a rich mixture of perspectives and skills is best equipped to excel in such a dynamic environment. Wow, Steve, doesn't that sound great? Now, you scroll immediately under that block of text, and you see 5, 10, 13 of the pastiest French men I have ever seen in my life. Lots of them, all of them, with some varying degrees of facial hair. And it's quite clear that that hiring text is bullshit, and this is very obviously... And apparently there's not even any Anglo speakers on the team. Like, it is a mono French, white, bearded, bespectacled male studio. Quote from Tanya Khan at Vivid Foundry, this seems like their quote-unquote diversity mandate is just like a humbug Wizard of Oz. Good one. They let 2 of them have different glasses, I guess. That's nice.
Yeah, now they hire all kind of white dudes. Beanies or no beanies, beards or stubble, glasses or no glasses, hoodie or just a t-shirt.
Oh, man.
I can't help but laugh. It is.
They walked into that. They straight up walked into that, Steve. Like, there's no, like, I'm not trying to be a dick. Like, it is so funny the way they just teed it up for someone else to knock it down.
Yeah, I mean, a new studio is exciting, and there's a pedigree here or whatever. But like, they totally set themselves up for like they should have when they looked at that, they were like, okay, this is true, but we haven't done this yet, so we should just
we should shut up until we have done this.
So we should delete this, but
yeah. Shout out to Michael at MICHEL and McBride on Twitter, developer on Mondo Museum, actually. Nice. Who brought this up, and I enjoyed the jokes.
Yeah, those are the quote the replies that I'm reading right now. There's a lot of funny ones.
Oh man, that's funny. From my standpoint, this is from Caitlin Redwing on Twitter. From my standpoint, I would not feel at all comfortable applying to a company that has 0 women on their over 10-person team. The fact, Annabelle Vengeance at Annabelle Says on Twitter, the fact their logo has a girl on it, but they couldn't have one on their team is just facepalm. And it's funny because the O in Yellow Brick Road is like this little silhouette of a girl in a dress.
Good shit. I didn't even like...
Yeah, anyway, they walked into that one. Yeah, that's funny.
I guess we'll see what they work on.
They've teamed up with a EA and Ubisoft veterans. I would watch those Ubisoft veterans after the year we've seen from them, and creative director on Dragon Age. So that's the talent here. And yeah, they will hopefully follow the text on their website, but I doubt it. I have zero trust in these people, Steve. You start at not proving anything to me, and you have to prove yourself to me.
Imagine if... So let's just take note. How many people are on this?
It looked like 10, 14.
13 people. So let's just take note. 13 people. Let's check back in like 2 months.
Mm.
See how this...
We'll see.
Funny and sad, but funny.
Funny and sad. You got to laugh about it. You did not like this next trailer at all, Steve. This is Tomb Raider Reloaded from Vancouver based Emerald City Games, published by Square Enix London, the real one, not the Ontario one. Lara blasts onto mobile in 2021. Tomb Raider Reloaded is a free-to-play action arcade game made by Emerald City Games, again, out there in Vancouver. This game looks like a free-to-play mobile game with Lara Croft in it, Steve. I don't know what people are anticipating, but yeah, I don't know. There's no gameplay in this trailer. It's a CGI. Well, I guess all games are CGI if you think about it, but it's a it's a no gameplay trailer with just. How would you describe this art style? She's like, it's
cartoony, but like, I don't even know, to be honest. That's the thing. I don't really like the art style of her. Like, she just, I don't know, whatever. I guess we'll wait to see what it is. But like you said, it's probably just a typical like free to play thing. There's probably like 4 different currencies. And
I'll download it. It's free. Why not?
Yeah, I'll try it out. But
I have low hopes though. But I'm
going to completely forget about this game
until until the day it's like, oh, it's out.
Yeah, exactly. Until it's out and give it a shot. But until then, whatever.
Good work, Emerald City. Got the IP. That's so hard to do as an indie studio. So big props.
Oh, this next one breaks my heart.
PS4 version of Star Renegades from Toronto-based Massive Damage, winner of the Indie Fund runner-up, has been delayed to 2021. They're shooting for January. It is still on Xbox Game Pass on console and PC and Switch, but the PS4 version has been delayed. Switch players are reporting some problems with the game as well, but Raw Fury says that these are being worked on as soon as possible, and if any players have problems, please reach out to them on Twitter. So yeah, it's currently $25 US on Xbox One, Series X, Switch, and coming to PS4 late. Why does this break your heart, Steve? You're really stoked to play this with Switch?
I'm just really excited to play it, and I went to play it on PC during Extra Life. By the way, shout out to patrons, because this month all the Patreon money from this month are going to Extra Life.
Put us over 1,000 Canadian.
Yeah. But I couldn't get it to work, and it's just PC gaming, man. I don't know. I'm an idiot. I don't know how to do these things, but I tried, and you helped me troubleshoot like while we were streaming and stuff, and I couldn't figure it out. And I just want to play it on PS4, to be perfectly honest, or PS5. And, it's I mean, delays are good. Like, there's nothing wrong with delaying a game. It's better than releasing a broken game like Miles Morales. But
oof.
Wait,
really? Hold on, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Oh, I was discussing this Discord, but it's on Xbox. I mean, like I said, I have Game Pass. I can always just play it, but I'm kind of just waiting. I just want to play it on PS5, But take your time. Take your time. Working. January 2021. It's not that far either way.
No,
so.
That's in the year we've had, that'll be here soon enough. It's weird, like this. The time, like March was like 2 years, and then April to October was like a few weeks. Like I don't even know what happened.
Bro, we were like memeing about World War III like 10 months
January. Yeah. Super Crush KO came out this year. I streamed that game on twitch.tv/KennyGameDevs this year. That feels like 3 years ago.
I know. I still haven't played it.
I tweeted someone on Twitter who was writing for Nintendo Life or something, was like, what are some underrated Switch games from this year to play? And I was like, oh, Super Crush KO. And everyone replying was like, I forgot about that game came out. That feels like it was a 2019 game. And they're like, oh, no, it's 2020. And I was like, yeah, everyone slept on that game and forgot it came out this year. And everyone who did play it still even feels like it was a game from last year. All that to say, time's fucked. All right, Steve, let's do Wishlist This. As you know, and the listeners, but if you don't, this segment is inspired by Steve and Brett's, rest in peace, frequent wishlisting of games while we were talking about them. So I was like, hey, let's make it a segment. Every week, I'll pick 3 upcoming Canadian-made games, add to the wish list, help out the algorithm. All hail Gaben, our Lord and Savior. And yeah, this is how we discover some cool games to cover for the site. We tweet about them when the show goes out and tag everyone and show the trailers and get some wish lists then too. But for the first game today...
And you know what? Before we dive into the first game, you're very honorable because you have a game on Steam that you could wish list. And you're not throwing it in. And I never do any of the wish list stuff. You always put this together. So everyone should just go to Sentience. Search that up. Sentience, Sentience. Or look up Red Meat Games. and wishlist it. We'll do it in another future thing. I'm assuming you're just banking it because there's
I mean,
weeks where we're
freebie,
like,
you know?
yeah, there's weeks where we're like, oh man, we need we need like 3 games, but so it'll show up again. But everyone should go to Sentience because I've already wished.
Appreciate that.
But
The wish lists help us on our end get Valve to see people interested in the game. And when we did the stream with The Escapists, we were part of their fall showcase or whatever. We did get a big spike that day because there were a few thousand people watching, which was cool.
Yeah. So you could see like how many people wishlist it. Can you see who wishlists it and like what they play and stuff like that? Like, do you get their emails or anything like that?
No. You don't get any of that. You just get a graph and like a total number.
I see.
Yeah.
Do you get comparisons with other people that are similar? Like, would you be able to see how your game is doing against like another similar game?
Steam Spy can do that, or they used to be able to before they went Bravo going dark. But I don't think so. I know that more established devs get more tools from Steam because that's how it works. But
yeah,
I'm assuming that's something they have because they obviously recommend you games based on whether people wish lists. So like that 2 games recommended at the bottom of the page has to be from their end, putting 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I don't mean to.
That's okay. Thanks. No, yeah. I part of the future of my ability to pay rent is on the success of that game. So I'm not above asking people to wish list it.
More like this: Apex Legends, Crossout.
Nope.
Star Wars: The Old Republic.
No.
Lord of the Rings
Actually,
Online.
No. Anyway, first game on Wishlist This today. I Was a Teenage Exocolonist by Northway Games, sometimes in Vancouver, but they're a cool studio in that they like to develop on the road. So they do a lot of development while they're puttering around the world, but that's been on hiatus this year. Northway Games' probably biggest breakout hit was Fantastic Contraption, which is a cool VR game that kind of pioneered the mixed reality streaming, where like it would stream you physically in the game with the controllers, which actually Red Meat Games tried with one of our VR games, Bloxic VR, which was kind of cool. And that's where I first heard of them and started following them. But this next game was in the news this week because they got signed by Finji, the indie game publisher is publishing this game, which makes it the 3rd Canadian indie game they are publishing. They did Night in the Woods, Tunic, and now I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. But all that to say, releasing spring 2021, and spend your teenage years on an alien planet in this narrative life sim with card-based abilities. Explore, grow up, and fall in love. The choices you make and the skills you master over 10 years will determine the course of your life and the survival of your colony. I am getting a little, I don't know, it's card-based things were from the first couple I played, not my cup of tea, and the more games I play with card-based mechanics, I'm like, it's not my favorite genre or my favorite mechanic in a game. But the thing that does appeal to me about this game is the sort of life sim choices of the game. So like there's like branching dialogue trees and different characters you have relationships with, like intimate relationships or more just friendly relationships. But it is a deck builder as well. So you build a deck of what looks like, trying to figure out from this trailer what you're doing here.
I'm looking at like the GIF of it, like what some of them are. +2 if it has the highest value. Like I can't really tell what the cards are doing.
It looks like it looks like the cards are your parts of your personality, because there's like stress, cry, laugh, idealism, wonder, think. So it looks like, or maybe they're actions that your character takes. So it looks like part of the choice matter life sim story is impacted by your ability to play certain cards that let you do certain things. It looks really pretty. The blend of sort of a isometric walk around the world, kind of like Don't Starve almost, with that perspective and like 2D trees almost. And then when you're talking to somebody, it's like it's a more close static representation of the character, and then like a pretty background with some moving effects. It looks really cool. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I like the art style too. Like it looks really like it stands out, kind of like this watercolor painting. Yeah, I'm not big on the card deck building stuff either. To be honest, I haven't really like played that many. But I like the branching paths. Like it says 1,000 story events, 50 different endings, 25 jobs, etc. So there's definitely like I feel like it's one of those things where hopefully it's short. Like hopefully you can do stuff in like a couple hours and then give it another shot and just see all the different branching paths and stuff like that. Looks pretty cool. I also like the bottom of the Steam page.
A little GIF.
Plus all the basics: acne, time loops, alien pets, growing up, dying young.
Ain't that just the way it be? I have to ask Steve, is I Was a Teenage Exocolonist by Northway Games on your Steam wish list?
Yes, it is.
Excellent.
You can also download a demo. What is this? So again, I'm a Steam idiot. What's this nominate this game for Steam?
All right, so this time of the year, Steve, is the Steam Awards. They've been doing this for several years now. Basically, the community nominates anything with a Steam page. This year, there's different criteria where like the game has to have been released on Steam within the year, or there's like most anticipated and stuff like that. And you basically have to go to that on the featured part of Steam section and add games that way, or on individual game pages you can nominate it for one of the awards. And if you nominate a game in every category, play one of them, and update a review for one of them, you get a Steam badge for your profile.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, but it's weird though, because like it's just based on when it's released on Steam. So there's like games you can nominate that came out like years ago that are just on Steam now, or like Apex, like the picture is season 7 and it came out a year and a bit ago, but you can nominate it for Game of the Year. And yeah, so in that way it's kind of weird and loose, but yeah, that's basically how the Steam Awards work.
Yes. All right.
Chosen by the fans. Next game today on Wishlist This. Mad Devils by Itsy Interactive in Edmonton, Alberta. They're hoping to release Q2 2021, and it's wishlistable on Steam. Quote, Mad Devils is a co-op arcade shooter set in a twisted World War II setting. What does an Allied Special Forces squad who hunt Nazi occultists do when betrayed, killed, and resurrected as demons? Their job. I like the look of this game, Steve. It's got a poppy art style. Lots of I'm getting, what's the word here, Steve? What's that arcade game with the zombies that was on PS3?
Dead Nation?
Dead Nation. Do you get Dead Nation vibes from this perspective? And the enemies coming in?
Not necessarily Dead Nation, but just sort of the what's that studio? What was the studio? Because they did Resogun and
Housemarque.
Housemarque. Yeah, I'm just seeing the Housemarque with it. Because they
it's
also
twin
did.
stick.
Yeah, it's twin stick shooter, but I'm seeing because they did Dead Nation, but they did what was that?
Alienation.
Alienation,
Dead Nation, Nex Machina, were all those types of like top-down arcade action games, and that's like the top tags are action, adventure, arcade, and I get all of those from this. Also, look at the concept art GIF on the top of the Steam page. Holy, that looks great. Love that. This game may contain content not inappropriate for all ages. Play as one of 6 unique characters with their own upgradable weapons and powers and fight side by side with either friend or AI squad mates. So this is a World War II game, which you, I guess, kind of get from the trailer, but it looks like the Nazis are demons, mad devils, you could say. And you got to kill them. You just got to kill them.
Always good with that.
I'm always good with that.
I like it. Is this coming to other things?
That's a great question. Let me go to their website here. They have an official Twitter for the game at Mad Devils Game, but then they also have their studio site. But let's go to the game site here. Looks like info.
It does say Mad Devils is currently in development for
PlayStation
PC
4
and home consoles.
On the I'm looking at About Mad Devils. It says currently available on. Oh wait, hold on. Mad Devils is ready to set itself apart from the action shooter genre from anything currently available on PS4 and PC, from the technical advances made by possible new features in Unity to cutting edge physics and effects. But it doesn't say their plans for the game itself.
I mean, it does say on their site, Mad Devils is currently in development for PC and home consoles. So
okay,
I gotta imagine. Yeah,
I'm assuming. Also, way to throw some shade at the other action arcade games. I mean, you gotta believe in your product, but
yeah, I mean, you gotta look out for number one. You know what I mean?
You do. Steve, I have to ask: is Mad Devils by 8C Interactive on your Steam wishlist.
Yes, it is.
Excellent. And lastly today, on Wishlist this week, Crashers of Etheria by Alex Hicks in Toronto, Ontario. It's releasing January 1st on Steam. Happy New Year.
Free to play?
Quote, Crashers of Etheria is a strategy card collecting game. Players use crashers to strategically take out their opponent online or offline. They've got some GIFs that sort of explain the game in more detail, and I want to highlight the response. So Alex reached out when I asked a week or so ago, hey, what's everyone been playing or making this weekend? And Alex replied, hi, working on my CCG meets curling. Very Canadian, I know. Crashers of Etheria. And I was like, yay, GIF in the Steam description. Steam page still has more GIFs to be filled out, but we're doing a decent job right now. Yes, you are, Alex. And so much so, I want to get people to trade. What does CCG mean, Steve? Do you know?
CCG? What was it used in? What context was it used in?
Crashers of Etheria is a unique take on the CCG formula. I feel like that's a genre I just don't know because there's lots of those. Game. CCG game stands for collectible card game. There you go. And curling. So it's a combination of them. So you're on two sides of this like rhombus, flipped over rhombus shaped arena, and you're throwing the fighters or characters on your team in the form of like a curling rock. Yeah. They're called rocks, right? Yeah.
I think
so. When you hit the other team's rock, then you deal damage based on that rock's power, it looks like.
Yeah.
So that's a cool idea. I love curling as like a concept. I've never done it, but
oh, really? Curling's fun, man. You should. It
looks fun. I love those like curling whenever it's on like SportsCenter highlights or something. It's always the most insane play where like they spin it and it like weaves through two and like knocks five out and everyone's losing their mind. I'm like, I barely get what happened, but I'm glad you guys are excited. You know?
Yeah. There's was the game already out though? Because there's a post about a Halloween event that just ended.
It says planned release date in 4 weeks.
I guess 0.023 version is out, but I don't see a place on here that you can like buy it or download it or something.
Maybe it was a demo for a bit and then they went back into development.
They took it off or something? Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, regardless, what do you think of the Crashers of Etheria?
I like it, yeah. I always like the blending of genres. Brilliant's dope. Looks fun. You need to get a trailer on the Steam page though, because looking at the screenshot, you can't really tell what's going on.
The GIF helps,
but the GIF helps at the bottom. So you need a trailer just to kind of send the message home. But it looks.
He said he's working on it. Alex said November 15th. More GIFs and descriptions to be added, but doing a decent job right now. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll give it a shot. January 1st is a good time too. I feel like you can get a lot of,
Yeah, what is that?
A lot of Hanover people playing.
Oh yeah, that's right in time for the weekend. You buy it Friday, play all weekend. You know.
There you go.
I have to ask Steve: is Crashers of Etheria by Alex Hicks and Co. Their studio is Red Panda Games on your Steam wish list?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. That's it for Wishlist this week. If you want to get your game in the segment, I want to talk about your game. Steve wants to talk about your game. We want to cover your game. Please send it to us. contact@CanadianGameDevs.com. Tweet at us. I, from time to time, tweet like, hey, what are people working on? We're looking for games for Wishlist This. Hop on our Discord and share it. Get people's feedback. And then I slice this on the side, take a copy of that link and add it to our big document. So we will cover it if you put it in front of us, is what I'm trying to say, Steve. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was good. That was what a diverse lineup of games too. You got a visual novel dating deck builder, a twin stick arcade action Nazi demon killer, and a curling collecting card game. Like, what games are so sick? I'm so excited about games.
And you got Vancouver, Edmonton, and Toronto.
Holy shit, I did. That was not even intentional.
There you go. It's Yellow Brick Games. Pay attention, bro. This is how you do it.
Yeah, Yellow Brick. Anywho, let's do some Discord discussion this week. We have 2 weeks of lots of discussions happening in the Discord. I've been enjoying talking to everyone in there about various things. One thing I want to talk about that got a lot of attention was the nominations for the 2020 The Game Awards. Now, some of these categories are bullshit, Steve. We just got. I'm not going to beat around the bush here. Call of Duty Mobile is nominated for Mobile Game of the Year again.
Again.
First of all, no, absolutely not. Second of all, what? You can't.
Why is it there
Game
again?
of the Year. Like, it won Game of the Year the year it came out. All right, fair. It came out that year. All of the different outlets who get to vote on this picked it. Great. Why does it get to win Game of the Year again, not in the year it came out? What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, no, I like, because they already do, and I like this category. They already do the one where it's like best
ongoing game,
mm-hmm. And like Overwatch has won that, and I think GTA 5 won at one time or something like that. Like, it should be thrown in there. Like, same with Among Us. Like, I know Among Us kind of technically came out
this year.
Sorry,
it blew up this year, but it came out in 2018.
Yeah, and it's in the best multiplayer game, and so I'm kind of just like, like, why is it? I guess same with Call of Duty Warzone. Was that technically this year, or did that come out late last year?
Warzone was 2019.
Yeah, so Warzone.
See, here's the thing: if it's just this is the description.
Be on here.
This is the description on the category: best mobile game, quote, for the best game playable on a mobile device. By that metric, any mobile game is qualified for best mobile game. So what I'm getting at is Grindstone is still the best mobile game and should win the 2020 Game Award for best mobile game. If it's just from their web, I'm looking at the website right now. The category is best game playable on a mobile device. Any game on the App Store qualifies. And clearly they're picking games that released 1, 2, 3 years ago in Among Us' case. So put Grindstone in. That's all I have to say.
I'm surprised. I'm just seeing innovation and accessibility, and Gears 5 isn't.
Gears 5 was next level, Steve.
Yeah, but I guess Gears 5 was last year technically, but then that
technically, but it doesn't like the Game Awards isn't okay. And then at the very top of this website, 2020 nominees. The Game Awards is proud to announce the games and individuals nominated for this year's awards. Winners will be revealed live Thursday, December 10th. Anyway, we had some people in our Discord talking about it. This Dragon Slumber, developer on Ethernaut, said, quote, Fall Guys is an odd one to me. If Fall Guys is indie, then by the same definition, so is any Valve game. And that's kind of bullshit. I agree with Dragon, because like Half-Life Alyx could count as an indie game despite being published by a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Like, that's not indie. Fall Guys had like hundreds of developers once you count Devolver and all the extra support on that game. And that's not mobile. I mean, sorry, that's not indie. That's big multi-million-dollar budget production, hundreds of developers. Like, what does indie mean anymore, Steve?
Yeah, Mediatonic is apparently, according to Wikipedia, 230 employees.
Oh, they're massive. They're a powerhouse.
So
in the UK,
what else is on here? Carry On, Hades, Splunky.
Like indie doesn't. Indie just means not Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. That's what it means now, right?
And not EA, not Activision.
But like, is Steam, like, is Valve bigger than EA at this point? Because like, I mean, they didn't nominate Alyx for indie, but like by that definition of Fall Guys being indie, so could any Valve game. It doesn't make any sense to me, Steve. There few other points in Discord. Blake said, I don't understand how Last of Us was nominated for Game of the Year instead of Best Art Direction. I would agree with that. Last of Us 2 was a tech flex. Yeah. And if there was a best tech, like, just
isn't there usually?
No, okay. I'm gonna go through these for the people at home. If you don't have time to go through these yourself. Game of the Year, recognizing the game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Best game direction, best narrative, best art direction, best score and music, best audio design, best performance, awarded to an individual for voice over acting, motion, and or performance. Best games for impact is a bullshit category, doesn't mean anything, just get rid of it. Best ongoing.
What does he mean? Or what does
game for impact for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Meaningless. Best ongoing game, best indie game for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. This game was published by Devolver Digital, outside the traditional publisher system. Bullshit. Best mobile game,
I love
best
how mad you're
community
getting.
sport, best VR, AR, innovation in accessibility, recognizing software that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. That one makes sense to me, and it's
I like
it. Grounded, Last of Us Part 2, Watch Dogs Legion, Hyperdot.
I don't even know what Hyperdot is.
I don't know what Hyperdot is either. Lastly, best action adventure, best RPG, best fighting, best family, sim strategy, sports racing, multiplayer, content creator of the year, best debut game. That one's all. Anyway, best esports athlete, best esports coach, best esports event, best esports game, best esports host. Holy shit, esports team. There you go. That's all the categories.
Skip the esports shit.
No one cares about esports.
Well, that's not true. A lot of millions of people.
Yeah, literally more people care about esports than like every major sporting association on the planet. But except for soccer, probably.
FIFA, probably? Yeah.
Yeah, probably FIFA. These categories just mean less and less every year. Like indie doesn't mean anything anymore.
Well, at least they don't have Fall Guy, or sorry, the family one where it's just all Nintendo stuff.
It is. It's
not this year. I thought there was more.
Well, the one year it was just like literally in 2017, it was like every Nintendo game released. They've won that category every year.
I think last year was that. I think last year was that too.
Best family, Animal Crossing, Crash 4, Fall Guys, Mario Kart Live, Minecraft Dungeons, Paper Mario. So the majority of the best family games, or I guess half. Are Nintendo. And it'll be Nintendo. It'll be
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, it'll be Animal Crossing. Actually, Fall Guys maybe. But anyway. Game Awards piss me off. No one should take them seriously as an award show. They're trying to be like the number one article on their media coverage panel is how Geoff Keighley created the Oscars of video games. You know what I've never seen at the Oscars, Steve?
What's that? Oh, announcements for future things.
Announcements for other movies. Hard Drive pitched or one of the pitches I saw on Hard Drive was watching Game Awards with ad blocker on turns it into 7 minutes of worth. They announced most of them in the commercial breaks.
In the stuff before.
They come back and they're like, and these 5 categories of this one. And now world premiere. Like it's not an award show.
Who pays for the Oscars? Is it like the
Academy
thing?
I think the Academy, it's like a membership, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. So that's what because that's the reason why he has to do it.
Who pays for the Oscars? The Academy received $113 million as income in its awards division. The biggest chunk comes from Disney, which pays $75 million to broadcast the show on ABC.
And also has a bunch of movies up for.
And also Disney was 80% of the box office in 2019. So.
Yeah, 0% this year though.
Hey, that's not true. They had
what?
Nothing in January, February.
I don't think so. I think Bad Boys 4 or 3 was like the highest grossing movie this year.
Who did Sonic? That wasn't them.
I don't think it was Disney.
Universal?
Probably.
Sonic the Hedgehog was
So, top grossing movies 2020.
Who cares? This isn't a show about games. I mean movies.
Oh, actually, you know what the top grossing movie of 2020 is?
What?
Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker, apparently.
No. Oh, I guess that makes sense. It literally came out the last week of December, so that makes a lot of sense.
Oh wait, sorry. I was looking at the week of the first. Sorry, that's my bad. I was looking at the wrong week. Bad Boys for Life is number 1. 1917, Sonic the Hedgehog, Jumanji. Star Wars Episode 9 is the 5th movie, though.
Oh man. The Game Awards are bullshit. You should watch it if you want to see trailers for games, or hopefully a drunk Joseph Ferris say fuck the Oscars and flip off.
I like the Game Awards. I like these award thingies. I like these announcement things. I don't really put too much, like, in anyone's opinion, I don't really put too much credit in. Like, what's the game I hate the most on here? Like, actually, I mean, all these games.
They're good games.
They're good games. Like, if like a game I really thought was trash won, I wouldn't care. Mm-hmm. And I don't really care that it's like a big just commercial. Like, I kind of, like, we saw the Xbox Series X for the first time at the last Game Awards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we saw
Yeah.
so it's exciting, but I don't put much weight into it. And no one else is like putting together a better Game Awards type of thing. So until someone does, apparently Ori and the Will of the Wisps, people were saying got snubbed. Apparently that's like a really amazing game and should have been. I don't know. I guess out of the Game of the Year stuff, Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing, Last of Us. What's of those 6? What's yours? Of those 6.
Of those 6, I haven't played it, but Hades. like of those 6, gun to my head, it's just based on what I've seen and read of Hades. It's Hades.
Yeah, I haven't played Hades or Doom Eternal, but I would say Final Fantasy VII Remake. But I don't know who will win it though. That's the thing.
Oh, geez. See, okay, now here's the other incestuous thing about the Game Awards. Hades was one of the announcements last year, or 2 years ago. I was still in university 3 years ago.
I think a while ago, yeah.
4th year, 20, what was that?
It was 18? A while ago, don't worry.
Anyway, it was one of those and it's available now in early access on the Epic Games Store. So however that deal between Supergiant and the Game Awards got set up, if Hades wins Game of the Year awards, even though Joff's very clear, the voting is done by, I don't even know the votes who won until I open the envelope. The vote.
I think he said that he doesn't even vote.
No, he can't vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, the voting's done by every different organization, like IGN, GameSpot, whatever, gets a certain amount of votes that they can send in, and then that's calculated, and it's 90% these outlets and 10% audience vote, which is also weird. And so based on that, I think it'll probably be,
I don't know. People were saying the same thing about Death Stranding last year because Jeff and Hideo Kojima are BFFs, and that didn't win. So I don't know. I don't think Jeff is a douchebag or anything like that. Like I think he's a good guy and just trying his best the way that he thinks it could be done. I just don't I really just don't put too much weight in this. I'll watch it and enjoy it, but whatever game wins, I'll just be sure, whatever. I hope Laura
Sekiro
Bailey
winning threw me. Sekiro is not a mainstream, I would, maybe it is game, but it beat out games that I thought would win it based on the sites who vote on this.
Yeah. No. I hope Laura Bailey wins as best performance as Abby, because I thought
that would be the best FU to gamers. Oh man, can you imagine after the bullshit she had to deal with this year?
I know.
If she wins, okay, yeah, you convinced me. I want her to win too.
I hope she wins. Oh wait, there's no stage, there's no thing. It's going to be all online, right?
They're doing the zoom in everyone thing.
I was going to say, I hope she just walks on stage with the character's head in her hand and just
I was just walks on stage, takes a shit, and then flips everyone off, and then walks off stage. I'm not insinuating that Joff and whatever is if Hades wins, it will be because it was 10% fan vote, 90% these other outlets. But it just looks so sus to have this game that had a marketing partnership announcement with the Game Awards two Game Awards ago win it. It looks horrible.
It's probably not the only game that
video games
qualifies though. I'm sure they showed some of these other games at the Game Awards at some point.
They they had Kojima come out on stage and reveal some new Death Stranding footage.
Yeah, Kojima didn't win, so I don't think
it won something. What did?
Well, he didn't win Game of the Year. I don't know what it won. I didn't play Death Stranding still. So.
It wins stuff. It was okay. It was too long.
Yeah.
Ori is nominated for Best Art Direction.
Yeah,
and
apparently
best
I saw
score.
My Twitter was blowing up with people saying that I got snubbed. And
Steve, Resident Evil 3 is nominated for Best Audio Design. What do you think?
Yeah,
that's all you give it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Control F this page. Resident Evil 3 is only nominated for Best Audio Design.
That's fair. Resident Evil 3 was a good game. It certainly looks pretty. It plays well and stuff. It was just way too short, and kind of just not as faithful to the original as Resident Evil 2 remake was.
All that to say, these categories don't make sense. Dragon Slumber, I agree. Indie as a category, when you're putting these hundreds of developers and multi-million, probably hundreds of million for some of these budgets, it doesn't make sense. Indie as a word in games referring to games doesn't mean anything anymore. And yeah, that's we'll tune in, watch. There might be some Canadian announcements there, hopefully. And yeah, other Discord discussion this week. Blake, Aaron, Steve, and I are starting a professional Rocket League esports team, and we will be bankrolling the site off of our winnings from different Rocket League tournaments. So
what are you going to do with your thousands?
Thousands. Oh, I don't know. Buy a new computer. My computer's garbage, Steve. Sometimes I turn it on and it just stays on a black screen. Or like the other week I was trying to play Apex, and every time we like dropped out of the ship, it just like sounded like a jet taking off, and then like the big black and white text screen came up and I had to like hard reset it. It's struggling so hard.
Get an upgrade, bro.
It's time for an upgrade. Yeah, so if you want to join more Discord discussions about how to become a Rocket League esports pro and shit on the Game Awards with us, I'm going to be in the Game Awards, or I'm going to be in the Discord during the Game Awards talking about it with people, so that'll be exciting. Any Discord discussions you can think about we missed? There was about 2 weeks of it, so we probably missed a few. There's a lot of good discussions.
There was a lot of good stuff. I think Game Awards was the big one, though.
All right, couple events I want to plug. DMG, Dames Making Games Toronto, is having a Unity Club Monday, November 30th. So if you're a patron listening the day this goes live, that's tonight. If you are everyone else, the next one is Monday, December 14th. Both those days at 6:30 Eastern. Quote, have a Unity project or many you're working through right now? Hang and chat with some pals on challenges, techniques, learning paths, and more. It's free. Check it out. And Dirty Rectangles, the stream of different game developers from across Canada and the world who want to talk about their games and what they learned or what they want you to learn, is happening December 9th, 8:30 EST, probably just based on the other ones, but they haven't announced the lineup or speakers yet. So that's twitch.tv/dirtyrectangles. If you have any events you want to plug, hop in our Discord. We have channels for every region across the country. And yeah, we've been finding a couple there that way, and it's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Let's close out the show with what we've been playing, Steve. It's been 2 weeks with these hot new consoles. Mm-hmm. What have you played?
I platinum Bugsnax this morning. Overall, that was a pretty fun, cute little adventure and kind of a weird dark humor to it, but I liked it. I didn't play Octodad, so I can't like compare, because you and I were talking and you like Octodad more.
I love Octodad.
I never played it. I should really try to find it. I'm sure I got it free somewhere or somehow. Yeah, I liked it. I think like some of the grinding out because one of the trophies is basically to catch every single Bugsnax at least once.
Gotta catch them all.
Some of them are kind of really annoying and it's a little finicky, but overall, like, it's a really fun, cute game. I recommend people give it a shot.
Free with PS Plus rest of the month.
That's right. I also platinum Miles Morales, and so this game was super buggy for me. Like, I had a lot of glitches and just like oddities and stuff like that I didn't experience in Spider-Man like 2018. And I was trying to think. I think there's one other time, but I can't think of it. But I actually had my only like actual game breaking bug, and so I 100%ed the map, and then there's 2 trophies I had to get during missions. Mm-hmm. And so I did I replayed the first mission, and I got the trophy, and then I left the mission, and then I was spawned back into the world, but as Miles Morales, just like his normal self. Mm-hmm. And he can't run, he can't jump, he can't swing. I couldn't do anything. I restarted it, loaded, like exit the game, loaded back up, restarted the mission, left the mission. It then spawned me on top of a building, like doing the Spider-Man stance, but I was stuck because I couldn't do anything. Mm-hmm. Before that, there was a crime. I like lightly jogged to the crime, and they just shot at me for 5 minutes. I never died. So the only thing that you had to beat the game twice anyways. And if this happened before I 100% the game, I would have fucking lost my shit. But I basically just abandoned it. Maybe if I had completed the mission, it would have fixed it. But like the game, like legit, that save file is useless. Like you could replay the missions, but other than that, like I was stuck. And I don't know if that's ever really happened to me in another game. I've certainly had glitches, but nothing that was actually like breaking my game. But that being said, I really like that. I really like Miles Morales. Like I'm in the Spider-Man mood now. I think I like that it's like a shorter, tighter experience than Spider-Man, like 2018. I like the crime stuff is just done way better. The side quests are done way better. It's cool that like some of the characters that you meet, like the deaf character, and you sign and stuff like
I
that.
love. I ship Haley Miles. I'm not normally into relationships in games, but they are so cute, and her side mission, I won't spoil it for anyone, is so cute,
Yeah.
and they're great. They're so great. He took an ASL elective in school just so he could learn how to talk to her. Oh, it's just so cute.
Yeah. So I liked it a lot. Did you play it? You platinumed it, right? What'd you
I
do?
did. I had a bug at the near like 2/3 of the way through my first save, where anytime you know how when you start a crime or like one of those random pop events, there's like two like side objectives you can do, like
Oh yeah.
stick 5 enemies to a wall or air launch 5 enemies. Every time I started, both were checked already,
No, really.
like as I initiated it. So that was like a bug where I was like, oh, they just made the game easier for me. So um and I also had a bug where I got stuck inside a building and had to hard reset. But I got a cool video I'll submit to Kotaku Highlight Reel or something. Or it's not Kotaku Highlight Reel anymore. They left. And I had a few other bugs where guys got stuck in walls. But that was a bug I had in Spider-Man OG as well, where like I had to like pulse the R3 to find them and then like hope they walked close to the wall so I could punch them through it.
Yeah, I briefly remember that. I don't remember 2018 being this buggy though, and whatnot. But and it's just weird because I'm like, this is the same game in the same city. Like, how is it? How is it worse? And all the bugs I had were not because of like venom attacks, which is like the new thing. Like it was just, I don't know. It was strange. I don't know if it was just like the COVID stuff and you know and launching on two different platforms and it's a launch game and all that stuff. But it was a little disappointing because I think the story is like pretty sweet. The character, like I like Miles Morales, like actually better than Peter Parker.
Absolutely.
I like I just like how they simplified. Like you get so many gadgets and shit in 2018, and you never use them.
No.
So yeah, Miles Morales is like a great. Like the PS5 launch library is actually like really really good. Like I don't think they're getting credit for just like how legit this launch is. Like some launches will have like a game of the year or like game of the decade contender, like Breath of the Wild. I think Halo back in the day, Mario 64, stuff like that. There's no game like that in here, but like Miles Morales and Sackboy and Demon Souls and Astrobot, like these are all like really really good games that I would just want to play regardless, even if it was on a system that only has like 20 games for it. And like you look at Xbox and it doesn't have anything. Just
Gears 5 has been optimized for the Series X, Steve.
Gears Tactics, I guess, came to
Gears Tactics, yeah. That's it.
So not to poo poo on Xbox, but you know.
They don't care about exclusives. They've made it pretty clear.
Yeah, they don't. Like they're just they want you to have a box and they want you to get Game Pass. So they don't give a shit if you steal the Xbox from someone. They just want you to have Game Pass. I've been playing Sackboy. It's Big Adventure with Heather, and that's a really cute game. It's basically Yoshi and just like controls really well, and
I love that.
it's pretty easy.
I bought a second controller to play with Tori.
Yeah, it's super fun. Like I really really like it. It's pretty low key. Like you just like it's and like even just platinuming, you don't need to 100% it. Like everything about the game is just like, hey, just come
Have
in
fun.
and just have fun. Just dress yourself up, give yourself a mohawk, and go out. Like they don't do the building shit. I was surprised that there's like no building whatsoever of anything.
It's not Media Molecule. It's Sumo Digital.
Yeah, but I mean it's a Little Big Planet basically. But it's I really enjoy it. It's like it's just like a nice calm fun game. And then I've been playing Foregone. Foregone's been my like play this game for like 20-30 minutes and then kind of bounce from it. I do want to platinum it though. But
Canadian game.
there you go.
I went back and replayed Spider-Man 2018 on PS4 to get the New Game Plus and Ultimate difficulty trophy on one playthrough, and then synced that to PS5 and just watched them all pop, which was fun. But yeah, I beat the game in like 6-7 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I skipped every cutscene, just flew. I was on Ultimate, but because I was doing New Game Plus, I was just beast. Like I was so overpowered that Ultimate didn't even feel like a challenge. And yeah, just like railroaded that game in like an evening and then the beginning of the next day, and then moved the save over, got the remastered trophies.
Yeah, I don't have my original game, so I gotta.
That's the thing, Steve. You have to boot up the PS4 version, go to the save file on the menu, hit R1, upload. You can only upload one at a time, so I had to upload like my OG save, re-download it, and then upload my New Game Plus save, and then re-download it to get it on PS5. But that was fun. It was playing through Spider-Man right after beating Miles. I noticed the tone shift hugely. Like, I forgot about Spider Cop, which was like his personality joke with what's her face, the cop lady who tells you what to do. And like, it's so weird how stripped out all of the police content, except for like Miles' dad is a cop and the cops are around. And I noticed this in one of the side missions, you meet a cop on a rooftop and he's covering his badge, which was a badge number. There's a black strip over his badge number, which is what cops in New York were doing during the George Floyd protests, so that if they were caught on video doing something, it was harder to identify them. Which feels to me like someone snuck that in, or that's not something Insomniac would do.
Because it's not on other ones, right?
No, that was the only cop I could find it.
Yeah.
So I feel like they threw that in there, or someone snuck that in there to be like, I'm upset we're doing propaganda in this game, which is what it is.
Yeah. And it's not as prevalent though in Miles Morales, because there's not even a named cop character at any point.
Other than his dad, yeah.
Other than his dad, who's not, there is like a side quest with like his dad talk to you. Oh man, that hit. That hit me in the feels so much. I started to cry. I was like, oh my god,
man. Yeah, the voice acting and characters and performance in Miles is leaps and bounds better than the OG Spider-Man. And
and even the Peter Parker parts in Miles Morales, I'm just like, I don't like. The Spider-Man bugs me now. I don't know why.
It bugged me because it wants to be Spider-Verse. The game opens. There's like this trap beat playing on his headphones while he like climbs up on the roof, and they were trying to do the jump off moment where you start swinging for the first time, and they have the Spider-Verse suit in there with the other frame rate, and they're trying to do Uncle Aaron, and they flip it from the movie with who dies, and it's not Spider-Verse. It's a open world, do all the quests video game, and anyway, I was whatever on Miles.
Fair.
I like the voice acting a lot. Their characterization was great. The story I don't know, and we're two white people talking about a game about black people, and the game at the end has a moment where a couple of people see Miles. I guess minor spoilers for Miles Morales. A couple of people see Miles without the mask on, and it's all the people in Harlem, and they like make a line as the reporters run up, and they're like, "Get out of here, kid! We'll cover for you." And the reporter runs up and he's like, did you see him? And he's like, yeah, we saw him. He's like, who is he? And then they're like, he's our Spider-Man. And all the black people stand in a line, and then he swings away. And like, I don't know if that was supposed to land as like a, whoa, yeah, hashtag Black Lives Matter and moment, but it felt so unearned in my opinion.
Well, I think there's other moments in the game where they talk about how that he is the local Spider-Man for...
But he literally just Harlem. Moved there. Like he at the start of the game just got to Harlem.
I know, but they don't know. Like they don't know that. But like there's a few other times where he mentions about how he is in the area or whatever, and that he is Harlem's Spider-Man. So
it felt unearned to me in the way that all the women heroes at the end to end game, like, oh, don't worry, kid, we got this, and like, oh, look at all these women you didn't give a movie to for 10 years, in a way that they're like, oh, we're gonna do it in the throwaway Miles Morales spinoff that's not full price, not full length, not marketed as heavily. Yeah, he's our superhero, and it'll always fall flat because it's never your first foot forward. It's never where you put the most resources. It's never where you dedicate the most time and effort and money. That's how these companies create or demonstrate what they value, is what they put the most resources into. You had to come out with a white Spider-Man first. It had to do well, and then we'll take that tech, copy and paste, spin off, Black Spider-Man, half price. And yeah, it's like they snuck in Black Panther Phase 3 after like 15 movies were successful. Like it'll never be genuine, because it's always, who hasn't been marketed a game or movie to, oh, we should do a black one. That's my opinion. I know it's probably not the majority opinion.
It's a little cynical.
It's very cynical, but that's what it is. Like, these decisions are made based on risk of investment versus projected earnings, and
but I think
that way
also
they never earn those moments.
But you can also go back 10 years ago, and this game wouldn't have existed anyways.
10 years ago, what was it? 2010. We were getting, I don't know.
When did
Prototype had a black hero.
Was he? No, he wasn't.
Was Prototype stars a black guy?
Does it?
Prototype 2.
Oh, 2?
Prototype 2, 2012. What was Prototype 1? No, Prototype 1. All right, so 2010. My point is that you could always use that excuse of like, yeah, it's better than it was 10 years ago. I'm like, yeah, 10 years ago wasn't, like, your benchmark is low.
Yeah, but then, so if it was 10 years ago, no such thing, and then now it's better.
But even
and you're
then,
getting that
it's
representation.
the spin-off,
I mean, but then what's it going to be in 10 years from now? Like, what's Spider-Man 2 going to be? Like, is Spider-Man 2 going to be...
It's going to be Peter Parker.
You think so? I don't know. I could see it being both of them, to be
sure. It'll be both of them, but it can never be just the black character. The spin-off in video games especially, you got Far Cry New Dawn, Uncharted The Lost Legacy.
I mean, you got Last of Us 2 starting... Ellie, who's...
is a white
lesbian.
lady.
But a lesbian, right?
But only after Joel was the star of one. That's the thing. Your first foot forward can never be the thing that you're...
I guess I don't understand why it has to be, though. Like, why can't... Why does
that shows, like the decision...
Last of Us 2 cost more than Last of Us 1.
Sure, but it was proven. There was... The Last of Us 1 was a monumental success, starring grizzled white dad Joel with the Texas accent. And they said, okay, this game beat all our projections, sold 10 million, 50 million copies. We're guaranteed this much for the sequel. Now it can star Ellie.
But I still don't see your argument of why it's a bad thing.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it feels unearned. And I feel like I've gone too far on this.
I don't necessarily agree. I think it's a very cynical state. I think you need to relax a little bit.
Extremely cynical, Steve.
Drink some Coke or something, dude.
I should.
I think it's like, it's not a matter of just being like, this is what you get and you should be happy about it. I think it's just like, this is progress. Like, these are good things. Like, Miles Morales, yeah, it's a budget game, but it's also headlining a console. So it's probably going to sell more than Spider-Man 1.
Probably not.
On releasing on both consoles and being cheaper?
Probably not, no.
I don't know.
That's why it's the less investment and lower entry price.
It also just might be less investment to get out the door so that they can have it on ready for launch.
Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, Far Cry New Dawn, Uncharted The Lost Legacy, Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's always the spin-off, never the main game. Is an observation. Do with that information what you will.
But Last of Us 2 is not a spin-off.
Yeah, but okay, are we talking about female game characters?
Well, I'm talking about
non-white guys as the star.
Marginalized characters.
Yeah, and I guess in some respects, Last of Us 2 did do that. Yeah, good for them.
They also just, I mean, spoilers for Last of Us 2.
Spoilers for Last of Us 2.
They beat the shit out of the white dude in like the first 30 minutes of the game.
All right, Steve. Every one of these is a case by case. Every single named black character in The Last of Us 1 and 2 dead. Every single gay couple either MIA or one of them's dead. So, sure. One step forward, two steps backwards. Anyway.
What about Ellie and what's-her-face?
MIA by the end of the... Anyway, spoilers for The Last of Us 2. There is no happy gay couple in that game.
I guess?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll take a note of that. And I went on too long about that. I'm sorry.
Calm down a little bit. You should get some... drink some Coke. Have some popcorn.
I should have. We have popcorn.
Watch Spider-Man 1.
Spider-Verse is so good, Steve. It's on Netflix. Everyone should go watch it. I don't want to... I am sounding cynical, and Miles was... And that's
your argument still stands for Spider-Verse that you love, right? It wasn't the first Spider-Man movie.
No, it was the best one though.
Yeah, probably.
Spider-Verse is the best superhero movie ever made.
Sorry, did you just ask me, or are you?
That's what I'm stating and asking. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Probably. I really do like the MCU's Spider-Man.
They're gonna do something with the next Tom Holland one because they've cast like Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire and like.
The rumor is that it will be Spider-Verse.
Yeah, so I could see them like doing like maybe Miles from Spider-Verse comes in at some point, you know, and it would just be a blend of animated and live action.
Well, they hint that Miles is in the MCU in the first Spider-Man, because Donald Glover's character, he like gets the weapons from him or something, and he says something, and I think he even like there's like a screenshot of him being called the Prowler or something like that, and he mentions about how he has a nephew in the neighborhood or something like that.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
So they hint that Miles Morales is like in the MCU, but it also just might be like a
Easter egg. Yeah.
Anyways, y'all ready? You calm down. You're good.
I'm calm.
Did you play anything else, or?
Yeah, we played some Call of Duty Cold War. I got it for cheap on Marketplace.
How is it? Is it good? Should I pick it up?
I'm the worst person to ask because the last COD game I got new was Black Ops 2, so this feels like a huge leap for me. But in some of the reviews I've read, because it's using the Black Ops engine, I didn't know is different than the Modern Warfare engine, and apparently they put a lot more resources into the Modern Warfare engine. So the COD like hardcore players I follow say that Cold War feels like a step back mechanically from Modern Warfare 2019. But I don't know because last game I really got into was Black Ops 2 in like 2012, 11. So it feels great to me.
Fair.
And the multiplayer is a lot of fun. Been playing with friends. The zombies, and another thing I didn't realize was a big sticking point with a lot of people is zombies and multiplayer XP used to be separate, and now it's together. And everyone I'm playing with is like, thank God, finally, this is great.
Cool.
Yeah, it's great.
I might pick it up. It might be like my Christmas, like I used to get like EB Games money and shit. It might just be the game I pick up.
It's the
Christmas.
best looking because it's the only PS5 game I have that supports 120 frames per second 4K. So when I boot it up and start playing, I'm like, whoa, this feels different. Like this feels next gen. This is the first game like Spider-Man with the performance mode on. I'm like, oh, it's like the 2018 one, but like, you know, frame rate's a little higher. But this is like double the frame rate of Spider-Man and 4K. And it's like, whoa, this looks great.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, it's been fun, and zombies is fun. Been loving playing that with friends. Shout out to Nick from the stream helping me get some of those trophies, carrying me, literally respawning me every round of zombies to get to the end to get the trophy. He's the best. Oh, I also got I found 3D All-Stars cheap on Marketplace. Picked that up because I wanted to experience it firsthand, and it's a terrible port. And it's garbage, and Nintendo's garbage, but we've been over that.
Fucking Nintendo. I gotta go be a dad. Let's wrap this up.
Steve's gotta be a dad, and I've gotta be the person editing the show after we finish recording. So that's it for this episode of the CanadianGameDevs.com podcast, episode number 167. Thank you so much for listening. Pardon my cynicism. Thank you to Steve for always keeping me in check. And if you want to support my cynicism and Steve keeping it in check, you can do so over on patreon.com/CanadianGameDevs. Get early access to the show, Discord perks, game keys, discount codes for gaming events, the knowledge that you're helping us keep the lights on, covering the Canadian game dev scene. Stay tuned in December for our game of the year and most anticipated game of 2021 content. We will be doing polls again like we did last year. Shout out to last year's winners, Groove Gunner for most anticipated of 2020, and The Long Dark Chapter 2. 3? Chapter 3.
2.
3. Story content winning game of the year, best Canadian game of the year 2019. I'm excited to see what wins, and compiling the list of all these games all the way back to Super Crush KO is going to be fun too. So all that'll be on our site. And if you back us, we put your name at the end of the credits every week, like these lovely folks. Thank you so much, Aaron McLeod, Canuck Play, David Winter, David Nagy, E. Beer, Elizabeth Avery, Hanel, Jean Leggett, Jeff Shepstone, Jeffrey Cam, Graph Metal, Kai Hutchins, Nicholas A. Zorko, Nav from the Academy of Games, Pixelnuts_Alex, Sean Hayden, and Stacey H. And if you're a top tier supporter like Eric Beer, you can get your project, your site, whatever you want us to talk about, highlighted every week. So if you want to see what Eric Beer's up to, check out The Bot Book, The botbook.com, where you can see their portfolio, all the stuff they're working on. And they don't have a Twitter because it stresses them out. Totally understandable. So again, check out Eric's work over on thebotbook.com. Thank you for listening. Please give us a review on Apple Podcasts if you're listening there. Drop us some feedback and a star. If you're not on Apple Podcasts, you can send any feedback to me on Twitter or Steve and at Canada Game Devs. We both have access to that account, so we will read your feedback there. Or contact CanadianGameDevs.com or join our Discord and let us know. Join our Discord anyway.
Yeah, just join our Discord. There's a politics channel that Stephen likes to be in.
I like to talk about politics there, and I like
stocks. We can talk about stocks.
We do talk about stocks.
It's really just me, just saying what I bought and sold and how my stocks are doing. But
I'll get into it one day. Everyone I know in my life, you and my boss Reed, got into stocks into their 30s. So I assume that's when every guy has to get into it. So I assume it'll happen someday. Not today.
That's fair.
But all this education.
There's like a meme. It's like a meme going around of like what sort of thing did you do during COVID, like with all the sort of just staying in time, and like what habit did you pick up, or what skill did you redevelop or develop or whatever. And for me and my friend at work, like we just talk stocks like all day, every day, basically, where we just don't shut up. And Slack was rumored to be bought by Salesforce this week. And so I was just like, "Oh, are you serious?" He was like, "I never joke about us making money." I was like, "All right."
That's really funny. So if you want to talk stonks with Steve, join our Discord, #stonks channel. And if you want to talk everything else with me,
there's also a gaming channel.
It's also a gaming channel. We talk about games. Yeah. Thank you for joining me, Steve. People can find you online at Stephen L. Crane.
That's right.
And me, don't bother looking me up. I'm in the description of at Canada Game Devs. It's easier than trying to spell out my name every time.
Yeah, especially since it's wrong.
It's wrong. It's just not how you spell Steven. But that's okay. Dad, I know you listen every week, so I love you and I appreciate the effort. I'm sure you were tired, but that's not how you spell Steven. I don't know what you were thinking. Thanks for listening, everyone, and have a fantastic week. Stay safe out there, and 2 meters. Wash your hands. Wash your groceries.
Wear a mask.
Be kind. Be considerate. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, man. And then we watched that episode where George Bush moves across the street and he's finishing his memoir and he's like, "And as I finished everything I wanted in my first term, there was no need for a second."